Hello, my name is Dr. Viketoulie Pienyu, and I was working with the Mental Health Institute for the last 20 years, and I was actively involved in creating mental health awareness among college students, school students, teachers, among people working in churches, and I'm involved with substance abuse community. Have been working with them, so involved with many sections of the society and catering to their mental health. Presently, I am also teaching at the Carl Rogers Mental Health Institute. As far as mental health is concerned, Nagaland is no exception. Whatever problems developed countries have, we are also having it. Problems of stress, anxiety, depression among mothers, work-related, relation-related stress, we have it in abundance, just like any other advanced societies. So these are something that will continue to be with us as we progress as a community. Yeah, this is a very vulnerable period for a woman, especially pregnancy and postpartum period after delivery. And around this time, they are very likely to go into depression. So we have a very common depression, clinical depression known as postpartum depression, where a woman usually go into depression immediately after giving birth. It is partly hormonal, caused by hormone. It is also partly related to relationship. So this is a very common problem that we encounter every now and then. Most of our present mental health issues are related to our day-to-day social activities. Like, for instance, work-related stress. A young mother who has to see the responsibilities of her house at the same time working in an office. So juggling between work and home creates a lot of stress for a young mother. So work-related stress is also one issue that contributes to mental health issues. Another problem immediately faced by our young generation is alcoholism in the family. A young mother working hard to build up her home, but on the other side you have the husband who is going heavy into either drugs or alcohol. But in our present context, alcohol is a very, very big issue, where a lot of young families are struggling with the issue of alcoholism, affecting their relationship, affecting their budget, affecting their professions. Then another problem that I have been identifying is young people, young families living in close proximity with parents or with family members. This is also causing a lot of unnecessary stress. Another problem that I have identified among young people is financial stress, where you're lucky and you're guaranteed some mental health if you're financially stable. But if you're financially not very stable, you're bound to have some friction in your relationship. So alcohol, work-related stress, marital stress, relationship, then finances, living in close proximity. These are all daily social events that are contributing to our mental well-being. If the mother is mentally healthy, nothing like it. It's a happy home, a fully dynamic, functional family. But if the mother becomes afflicted with some mental health issues like depression is a very common problem that young mothers can fall into. And when a mother becomes depressed, it affects the whole family dynamics. Who is going to cook? Who is going to wash? Who is going to look after the kids? The father becomes totally dysfunctional. The husband becomes very, very helpless, and in many situations, it becomes a totally, completely non-functional or dysfunctional family when the mother is afflicted with some mental issues. This is the reason why a husband needs to be very attentive to their wife's needs. So the first thing I would like to tell the husbands is to be attentive to your wife's needs. Be caring. Spend time with your family. A lot of women feels lonely, even if they're married, because the husband don't come home on time. So spend time with your family, love and care for your family, and be attentive to their needs. This is medicine more effective than any pharmacological preparation in the pharmacy. Since stress is unavoidable today, in today's world, we are experiencing stress in all kinds of forms. Stress we experience in work, stress in our relationship, stress from our daily commuting to the office and back through the traffic jam. And then stress generated from your workplace. So stress today is unavoidable, and this is sometimes it takes its toll on our mental health. This is the reason why we need to know how to deal with our stress. I can advise a few things. For young mothers, I'll advise them to be physically active. As far as possible, be active physically all the time. Number one. Number two, share your stress with your friends. Whoever or wherever you are, have some people to talk to. These days, many people like to stay alone. Many families stay alone, confined to themselves, with nobody to share the anxieties and the worries. They end up pending all the feelings inside, corked up, which is not very healthy. So the thing that I would like to advise young people is to share their stress, their anxiety. Talk it out, chat, talk it out, laugh together, and then share. And when you share, your problems gets halved. So that way we can reduce our anxiety. Another thing that I always advise mothers is, see, a lot of mothers don't sleep well because of tending to young children. Nursing young babies, they sleep very little. And this can increase their stress. So what I always suggest and advise young mothers is to sleep a lot. As far as possible, 7 to 8 hours, 9 hours, they need to sleep. Even during the daytime, whenever they get some time, let them catch that 40 winks. But sleep well. You get a lot of relief from there, okay? Then another way of relieving and dealing with your stress is to balance your time. Your work, your sleep, and your rest. These are three things that we need to balance. That way we can maintain our mental health. Another way of maintaining our mental health is to be to be good managers of our time and to plan our life so that everything gets done on time, tick-tock, and then you can cope with the daily stress of life. So these are a few suggestions where almost everybody can inculcate and then learn to live and maintain their mental health. In our culture, Naga culture, I think it is the same with all tribe. We don't want to expose that we have a problem inside. Exposing our mental health issue to someone is seen as a weakness in our context. So I would like to say that it is not at all a weakness. It is not an evil spirit. It is not a problem that cannot be solved. It is very much a treatable disease. It is very much a disease just like any other disease. So we don't need to be ashamed about it. We don't need to be very secretive about these issues. And the best way to overcome this stigma is to come out, share, no problem, and to openly discuss all these mental health issues in public forums. Like today, I'm speaking in front of the TV. No problem. We can discuss. We can break this barrier that this is just like any other issue that needs to be discussed openly. Only then we can overcome this stigma and discrimination. To all the mothers, I would say be happy, be honored, because you possess the most important place in our society. In other societies, women are not treated so well, but in our society, women are treated at a high pedestal. So they are well respected. So think of that and love yourself. Love your husband, love your children. That way you are contributing a lot to the society. And stay healthy and maintain your mental health. Why it is so important to be mentally healthy? For the functioning of the family. If a mother is not feeling mentally healthy, there will be no inclination to work. Whenever she gets up in the morning, she feels tired, fatigued, don't feel like going to work, don't feel like going to church, don't feel like going to office, don't feel like attending to the children's needs, don't feel like cooking. Now, if the mother stops cooking, if the mother stops looking after the children, the husband is completely paralyzed. Number one. Number two, when the mother is feeling low emotionally, it affects the mood of the children also. All the children feels very low. It affects the happiness in the environment in the family. It affects the functioning of the husband. So everything is centered around the happiness of the mother and the mental well-being of the mother. If she is mentally afflicted, the whole environment gets affected, the whole mood of the family gets affected, the whole functioning of the family gets affected. So it is so important for mothers to be mentally healthy. It reminds me once of my childhood days. Whenever we come back from school, the first thing that I would call out, the first person that I would call out is mother. And when I get a good, bright response from my mother, I feel so good, I feel so happy. But there are times when she doesn't give she doesn't respond in a very nice manner. So those days when she responds in a very depressed mood, it also automatically affects my mood. It affects my well-being. So that shows how deeply connected emotionally the mother is with the children. So it is so very important that mother needs to be in good health for the smooth functioning of the family, for the family to be in good mood, and for the family to be totally productive and functional.